Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeremy, and for today's video I want to talk about depression, specifically prenatal depression. So prenatal depression is what happens when you get depressed while pregnant. So as you know, I am pregnant right now and it just happened to me recently, and that's why I really want to talk about prenatal depression, because I know I am not the only woman who's experiencing prenatal depression. I know there are different kinds of depression out there, but what I want to focus today is prenatal depression, because I've heard a lot about postpartum depression, but I don't really hear a lot about prenatal depression. So I was like asking myself, why is everybody talking about postpartum depression this, postpartum depression that, but nobody is talking about prenatal depression? So this is another topic that I want to open a conversation about, because I think it's very important for women. And if you are like me, who have also experienced prenatal depression, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can always comment, you can always reach out to me and share your experience and how you cope with depression. But we all know that depression comes in many forms. So if this is something that you want to hear about, please keep on watching. Depression comes in many different forms. Number one, prolonged sadness. It's like you are very, very sad for a long time. Like you are sad the entire day, or sometimes it lasts for several days. And that is very difficult to deal with, because as human beings, we want to be happy. We don't want to be sad. But there's nothing you can do about it, because all you feel is just really deep sadness within yourself. And you are actually not to blame with that, because if you're pregnant, your progesterone and your estrogen is really high, and that's what's like messing up your brain up there, and that's the reason why your brain is not functioning well. And I have actually experienced that. I'd be sad for hours and hours, and I don't know what to do. When that kind of sadness strikes, it eats you up. Nothing gives you joy, nothing gives you happiness. Whatever you do, nothing excites you, and that is terrible. That is a terrible, terrible feeling. Other forms of depressions are loss of joy, which is really related to prolonged sadness, because if you have prolonged sadness, you're not gonna be happy. You know, you lose all kind of excitements, all kind of happiness, all kind of joy. It's like you're just dead inside and nothing makes you happy. Whatever you do, whatever the things that made you happy before, it's not just working. So it's really tough. Other thing is trouble sleeping. So when you have trouble sleeping, then yes, it is also another indication of depression. I've been there. There were like many nights that I just have trouble sleeping, or there were actually nights that I didn't sleep at all. Like last week, I had a severe insomnia. So we went to bed at like 1 a.m. Okay, and then I was gonna work the next day. I was very impatient to go to sleep because I had to wake up the next day. I had to work, so I needed the sleep. I needed the rest, because I need my brain to be functioning well, because I'm gonna be teaching. I'm gonna be teaching English, right? And so, you know, hours went by. So 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I still couldn't sleep. And I was getting more frustrated, because it's so difficult to just lie down there and listen to everything around you, but not being able to sleep when all you want to do is just sleep with no problems. I could finally sleep at 6 a.m. And I told my husband, okay, I will have to cancel my other lessons and go to the office late, because I can't wake up like this and go to work and, you know, only like 2 hours of sleep. I can't do that. So if you're experiencing trouble sleeping like that, insomnia, then it is also another indication of depression, and that you really need to talk to someone about it, and you should do something about it. Other forms of depression is loss of appetite, and I've actually experienced that because I'm a big eater. I eat a lot. I love eating. I can actually notice whenever I get depressed, I'm like, oh, I don't want to eat this, you know, this doesn't taste good, and I just lose that appetite. Normally food makes me feel good, food makes me feel better, but when I'm depressed, no, I eat so little, and yeah, it's just very, very depressing. And also prolonged fatigues. If you experience all these kinds of things, then it is an indication that you are having depression. And another side of the coin of depression is anxiety. Now, what is anxiety? I think we are all familiar with anxiety. Anxiety also comes in many different forms. Anxiety happens when you just worry a lot. There's excessive worry. You just worry about everything under the sun. You just think too much, you overthink, and you think about things that you don't even know that will really happen. And for pregnant women, it's like kind of like specific harm. You're kind of like worrying that maybe some harm may come to your baby, and that is another form of anxiety. And the other one that we know is obsessive and compulsive disorder. So if you're experiencing these kind of anxiety and depression, you really need to get some help, and you really need to talk to someone about it, because once you start talking about it, everything becomes better, and then you will start to feel better. And if you prefer not to talk to a professional, I would really recommend go to a support group. And in Facebook, there are different kinds of groups like this that cater to this specific area, to depression and anxiety. You can join those groups. You can open up about your depression. You can open up about your anxiety. And I'm sure a lot of people will be willing to listen to you and also share with you their own experience of depression and anxiety, so that you will feel that you are not alone. You are not crazy. This is normal. Depression is normal. Anxiety is normal. And know that there are people out there like you, normal people who's also going through the same situation as you are, going through depression, going through anxiety. But because this is not a perfect world, we have a lot of problems. We have a lot of worries every day. And sometimes it's just stressful, and sometimes it just takes a toll on everybody. And that's perfectly normal. So don't hesitate to open up, and don't hesitate to talk about it and share your feelings. I'm pregnant right now, and I am joining a Facebook group called Pregnant Moms Due in 2021, because I'm due this year. I'm due in October, and I'm very happy. I can't wait to meet my baby. But when depression strikes, it's just really difficult to cope with, and it's just really difficult to be happy being pregnant and to be happy for your baby. I have shared in that Facebook group my story of depression and anxiety, and they have listened. They gave me really helpful tips. They are very understanding. I'm really happy that I found this group, because now I know that I can talk to people, I can talk to women out there who is going through the same situation as I am. I have also listened to other pregnant women's stories of depression. They said that they have cried all day long. They have cried to their husbands because of depression. Also, they don't feel like themselves, because yes, when you're depressed, you really feel like you're not yourself. Some of the women there also talk about seasonal depression. And I think that's also something that I have, because I noticed that when it's winter in Japan, I kind of feel easily depressed and lonely and miserable, and I hate when that happens. So what I do in winter is I work so hard, I don't have any time to think about depression again. It's like I work 10 hours every day if I can, so that I can forget about depression, and I just focus on work, just work. And yeah, sometimes it helps, and it works. It kind of like take my mind off things, take my mind off depression and loneliness, because I like working. I'm also a really hardworking woman, so yeah, it does work. You really have to find something that will work for you and will work for your situation. And other women also have opened up that when they get depressed, they have suicidal thoughts. If you have suicidal thoughts, please try to control yourself and talk to somebody. Go to a professional, go talk to your doctor, and think about getting medicine for your depression. What can you do when you experience depression and anxiety? The tips and advice that I'm going to share with you today, guys, are not just my own, but also advice from other women that have experienced depression and anxiety. And I also want to say that 1 out of 5 women experience prenatal depression. So it's as real as it gets. Tip number 1, therapy. There are different kinds of therapy now for depression and anxiety. Please check those with your doctor. I'm sure there is something that will work with your condition. And also having healthy distractions. Go out for a walk, go exercise. We know that when we exercise, we release bad energy, bad vibes, negative vibes, and it will definitely make you feel better. Also, you can meet friends, go out with friends, right? It's important that you're surrounded with the people you love so that you feel loved and then you feel like you belong. Also, you can go out for a meal. Once in a while, go out to a restaurant, eat out in a nice restaurant, and feel good about doing it. Next is having someone to talk to. So it's really important that we know how to open up about our feelings. Talk to people, talk to your husband, talk to your partner, talk to your girlfriend, talk to your friends about how you feel. Let them know what's going on inside you. But the next advice that I want to share with you guys is an advice I've gotten from another pregnant mom from that group. And then she said that if ever you feel that way on some days, go sit out at the sun as long as you can. And I actually noticed that it works. I don't know, the power of the sun. I don't know what's with the sunlight, the sun, that actually makes you feel better. And I actually noticed that when it's more sunny and it's in summer, I don't usually feel depressed as much. I'm actually really energetic and I'm a very happy person in summer as opposed to in winter. I don't know why, but it really helps. So you should try that as well. Next, take it one day at a time and try to pray. Yes, actually, that's what I've been doing these days. I take it one day at a time. I just try to survive on a daily basis. And whenever I feel like I am going to be depressed, I always remind myself that I love my child, I love my baby, and I try to pray because I think praying and meditation really helps. It kind of like puts you in that really positive mood and really positive vibe. So try that. Try meditation and also praying. If you believe in a power greater than you, then yes, praying really helps. And if all of this fails, I think it's time that you get antidepressants. Go talk to your doctor, go talk to a professional, but also, of course, consider that the safety of the baby and your safety is more important. But there are also many antidepressants in the market these days that are very safe for pregnant women. And if you guys have any other tips and advice on how to cope with anxiety and depression, please share them down below. And if you're willing to share your experience, how you cope with depression, how you cope with anxiety, different kinds of depression, perinatal depression, prenatal depression, postpartum depression, if you want to share them with me and with other people, please don't hesitate to comment those down below. I hope you enjoy watching this video, and please like and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue making more videos like this one. And remember, you are not alone and you are loved. You take care. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. You went away. You've been spending